What's up, guys? Different setup today, but this is nothing but net nonetheless.
Yes.
It's me and Winston, no Flaxy today.
That's
so
why
I bet you guys are all cheering about that. We are going to absolutely roast him today because he deserves to be roasted, don't you think?
For multiple reasons as well. Not just because he's not here.
Legitimately
There's
multiple reasons. I'm Hectic Fred. This is Winston Neville.
sir.
Despite the Bulldogs, everything in the background.
It's Hectic Fred and Winston Neville. What do you expect? As soon as Flax is in here, you're like, all right, get the Bulldogs set out.
Pretty much, mate. Pretty much. So, since our last episode, we didn't record last week, did we?
No,
I don't think we did, but
didn't,
my
'cause Flax was
goodness,
away.
nothing happened for like that whole week. So we were like, sweet. And then yesterday, my birthday, turning 26 years old, everything changed in the glimpse of an eye. Really, like some of the craziest trade I've ever witnessed in my life, and I witnessed the whole Chris Paul to the Lakers scenario a long time ago. This was just off the Richter scale.
Yeah.
Whack. Like I've never, nobody saw it coming. Not even LeBron saw it coming.
Like the GM. Not even he
The
saw it
GM.
coming.
So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers.
Yeah.
The home of basketball, the biggest franchise around, for Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's put in their 2 cents, and I think like now we've all calmed down a little bit. I'm still not calm. I don't care. I'm never going to be calm.
It's one of the big, like you said, it's one of the biggest trades, if not the biggest trade in NBA ever. And like, as you said, your lifetime biggest, so obviously my lifetime easily the biggest. And even then, like just sports generally, it's hard to like think of a moment bigger.
Yeah.
And especially in terms of trades, because it's like Luka Doncic was untouchable and he got traded. So it just is like anyone else could be traded now.
Yeah, like it's
mock trades.
No holds barred.
You could come up with the craziest mock trade ever, and it
can
looks
happen.
more realistic than what is actually
Wemby to
happening.
the Lakers. It's realistic now.
It's crazy.
Anything can happen now. Gosh, Hello Sports spoke about it, and you know, if Hello Sports talking about an NBA trade, something it's pretty big, and this is like the Australian NBA fans like Princess Diana moment. Like they know that you know where you were. Now let me tell you where I was.
I was literally going to ask you, where were you?
So I'm never going to forget this because it's my birthday. I had just gone to go watch Royal Rumble with all my friends.
Yeah.
And for the last 2 months, I've been doing a massive clean out of my house to get it ready to sell and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we pretty much just finished. And I've got a basketball hoop in my yard and I've got plenty of space to play now. Whereas before, I only had like a little narrow, like couple meters wide, and it was really long, right?
Yeah.
But now I have so much space. So I invited my mate to come over and check it out because he hasn't seen it since everything's been clean.
Yeah.
He's a big basketball fan as well. So, and we had a bet on the Suns and Trailblazers. So we were watching the Suns and Trailblazers, praying that KD got 4 rebounds. He didn't. So they called a timeout and KD got subbed. So we all went outside to shoot some hoops. Johnny, the legend himself, shoots an airball first shot. Like we were talking a bit. He shoots an airball first shot, and we have to walk to go get the ball where all our phones are. So Johnny walks to get the ball so we could play our 1v1. And he looks at his phone and he's like, no way. Nah, this can't be real. And I'm like, I thought someone in his family died or something. That was my first thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
He's like in shock. I'm like, oh, fuck, something bad happened, you know? And he's like, no, bro, no. Fred, come here. You guys have to understand, I have been watching Luka Doncic since I was 16 because he was 16. And when I was 16, I said, look, I'm going to look for, I wonder who's in my draft class, you know what I mean? I want to follow him. And I was hearing DeAndre Ayton, you know, he was a machine, you know what I mean? But there was, and I always liked European basketball and Real Madrid.
And like, if you listen to the podcast, you know that you're big on the European. Big on Luka,
And there was this kid, I just kept saying, Wonder Boy. I'm like, oh, all right, let me have a look at this kid. And he's 16, he's playing like Europe. They don't let you play if you're like under 18, bro. They just go sit on the bench. Yeah. And these kids playing at 16. So I'm like, okay, he has to be sort of good, like to be playing at 16.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just fell in love with this kid, bro. And he was skinny back then. Like he was skinny. Like even when he came into the league, he was skinny. But I was just a fan. So I've been glazing this guy because obviously it's worth glazing him. He was averaging 21 as a rookie, 28 as a sophomore. Like, and I never thought in my wildest dreams he'd be on the Lakers. Like if I ever saw like a mock like Photoshop with him in a Lakers jersey, I'd just disregard it, right?
Like it was never going to
I
happen.
was like, there's no way this guy leaves Dallas, and if he does, like, he's not going to get traded. And if he's a free agent, he'll go to like Miami or something.
It's just like how the Lakers, how can they have him on their roster when it, you have AD, you have LeBron.
So I come to see if Johnny's all right, and he shows me his phone, and he's like, "Bro, look at Doncic got traded to the Lakers," and I'm like. And I just thought, this is no way this is real, bro. This idiot, he's a Gronk. Even though he's like one of my best mates.
Yeah.
He's absolute Gronk. He's probably like read NBA Centel, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or he's probably just like
Or
pulling your leg to prank
or
you.
Ballsack Sports, those meme.
Yeah, literally.
And then I saw Shams. I'm like, okay, that's the real Shams again. He must have got hacked or something.
Yeah.
Nah, like like my team, on my birthday, my favorite basketball player since Kobe Bryant is getting traded to my team to play with LeBron James.
Crazy.
But... and then the first thing that I told Johnny after all of that shit came down, it was like, damn it, we really need a center. Because we really do. And Johnny comes up with, and I'll never forget where I was, but Johnny says, I can't believe Luka Doncic got traded before Jimmy Butler. He's a Miami Heat fan. So, where were you when you found out about the trade?
So I was playing in a Portland touch knockout all weekend. You can see like my nose is red. I'm sunburnt from playing touch all weekend. So I was driving home from that, and I was on like the M4, whatever the highway is, and my phone's in the phone holder, and my notifications were on, and obviously like the group chat was popping off. And shout out to Lockie's Rugby League, actually. Obviously, Lockie. Here's how I found out, because a notification popped up from him of like, is this real? And I'm like, it said like, send a photo, is this real? I'm like panicking. I'm like, what's happened? My mind drags. I'm like, what do you, like, is what real? And so
his pics leaked.
And so I'm on don't like report me, but I'm on a straight road, tapped the screen. It was in the phone holder. That's all legal.
You're on the train.
I was on the train.
On the train.
And like, I'm like, just like trying to look, and I'm reading like, Luka, AD, traded, Shams. I'm like, oh, Shams has been hacked. Like, that's not real. Like, Lockie's fallen for a scam. I'm like, that's cat, bro. Anyway, and then the group chat starts going off. And so I was just seeing the notifications come through, and it was real. And like, I just couldn't believe it. I wanted to like pull over and just comprehend what had happened. I was just in absolute shock. I'm like, I didn't like crash into a tree or anything, because I was just like I was yelling in my car, just what? What? There's no way. Like, there's no way. Like, it's just so, as we said, like, if you do a crazy mock trade, that's more realistic than Luka to the Lakers for AD. Just nobody saw it coming. There was no rumors about it. Like, LeBron apparently was caught off guard. Luka, AD, just everyone. Nobody saw it coming. The Lakers had just played the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like, I was still just getting over losing.
Beat the Knicks.
I was still getting over the Lakers beating the Knicks, and I'm like, they've now traded for Luka after beating them. Like, it was crazy.
And I think it's we're in the modern NBA media. There isn't a trade that gets talked about that doesn't get leaked.
Yeah,
so the fact that nothing got out, no media, no players knew, no nothing. No one knew except the two GMs and the two owners. That's it.
Yeah.
If legit, and it's a no-brainer for the Lakers. You know it's a no-brainer because even the GM, he gets consulted about every move that the Lakers are about to make.
Yeah.
He didn't even get consulted before Rob Pelinka accepted. Because the future of the franchise is at stake. And as a Lakers fan, I'm over the moon. Not just as a Luka fan, I'm over the moon because he's playing on my team. Just as a Lakers fan, I was preparing for years of struggle. Getting ready, preparing myself, years of struggle. I'm like, okay, the 2014, like the bad 2014 to 2018 season was pretty rough. But like we had all our draft picks and like we had Kobe's like farewell season. So like it went pretty quickly. Like we never had to go through a decade of suffering. We win in every decade, right? And then LeBron comes 2018 and then we're good again. You know what I mean? And I'm getting ready for like a proper decade of being ass.
Post LeBron,
post AD, because I just assumed LeBron retires, AD's out of there. He goes to play to Chicago, where he always wanted to play, right? And then all of a sudden, the team has its future back. We gave up a first-round pick, yes, but that first-round pick is not going to be nothing when we have Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is one of the easiest players in the NBA to build a team around. You just have to give him a couple 3-and-D guys and a rim-protecting, rim-running center. That's it. And you can give him a second star that could score the ball, whatever. He's proven that. Like people were saying Kyrie and Luka wouldn't work. There's only one ball and two people. They made a finals. You know what I mean?
Literally.
He can fit in with a lot of players. And people saying LeBron and Luka aren't going to work. I disagree. I think this is finally LeBron's time to. He doesn't have to play point guard anymore.
Yeah, it frees up LeBron.
Yeah, like LeBron can now, like he doesn't have to do the ball handling responsibilities if he doesn't want to. Luka can literally just like they call him lazy. And, whatever they want. The guy's main primary ball handler for like 37 minutes a night last season.
Yeah.
Like when Kyrie was out, that guy was playing nearly 40 minutes a night.
Yeah.
And they whinge about his conditioning and everything. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense that they made this trade. LeBron can now be like a slasher that can handle the ball if he wants to. And it gives him some more energy to play, like actually play defense. And I think he can play defense still, even though he's old. Defense is half of it's up here, bro.
Yeah.
If you got smarts for it, you can make it work.
Physically, maybe not to the same standard, obviously. But
of course,
like he can still defend.
But if he doesn't have the ball handle and do so much, have so much of an offensive load, it frees him up in other areas.
Yeah.
And even I think Luka's going to slim down now because personally, I think Jason Kidd and the Mavs training staff wanted him to be heavy, right? Not the reported amount of heavy, 260, 270 pounds.
Which I think is cap, by the way.
I think it's absolutely, I think it's BS. I think it's just making it like, so the media targets him. I don't actually think he's 270.
Yeah, agreed.
If he does, then I can't even say, like, I think they just chuck him on Ozempic, he'll be all right.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? But the thing with Luka is, I think he'll slim down because JJ's going to want to play a faster paced offense. The last time I checked, Mavericks were last in pace. Because it doesn't matter, like, because there's so much gravity to Luka, he can just create a half-court offense pretty easily. Yeah. Like, if you don't double-team him, he scores. If you double-team him, he either still scores or he passes and gets an assist, right?
Yeah, literally.
So I just think the Lakers, the thing is, the team that gets better right away is not us because we had many, many weaknesses that AD turned into, if there weren't weaknesses anymore, there were strengths.
Yeah.
Interior defense, like he is a center in my opinion. I think he's a better center than he is a power forward. I don't really care what AD says. Since we moved him to the 5, his injury woes went away because he wasn't having to move around so much.
Yeah.
And like it's centers, like in the NBA, centers easier. Defending the middle is a lot easier than defending the perimeter. You have to run a lot less. The 3 years that he's been playing center since Darvin Ham came in, and now he's been durable.
Yeah.
And we're going to miss him in the middle because the 100%. Replacement is Jackson Hayes. Yeah. So for now, that's going to get fixed.
Yeah.
Now, everybody knows the Lakers will probably have to give up more than what they should because they know that we're desperate.
Yeah.
And Laker tax.
Yeah.
I think Walker Kessler's off the table for a big man. I think we were offering them both first rounders, and they said no. Thank God they said no because if they said no, we don't get Luka.
Yeah.
So if they said yes to that deal,
the
Jazz, we don't get Luka. So I'll take Luka all day.
Yeah.
Some big man options that I see that are attainable. Robert Williams, I think he's on the trade block. A little bit undersized, but gives you really good rim protection. Question marks on his durability. I think what we're actually going to do is get Jonas Valanciunas because his contract's good and he can stretch the floor and he can rebound. He's not much of a rim protector, but to be fair, neither was Brook Lopez when he went to the Bucks. And they turned him into one. Maybe Jonas can have that sort of arc, who knows? But I think what Jonas does well is what we need him to do well. What we need in general is rebounding. A big that can stretch the floor is always going to be good. A big that can score in the post is always going to be good. It's just the question marks on his defense.
Yeah.
Clint Capella is who I think we should go and get. He's played in these sort of systems before. He's played with James Harden, Trae Young. They play like very similar to how Luka plays, where everything's centered around them and they just rim run. They play defense and they get rebounds. There's also like it's going to be very interesting. There's also Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Who is probably not. He's probably going to want to go because his role's smaller.
Yeah.
But I'm just obviously a bit wary of the injury problems because if I don't want to get a player that's most likely going to get injured, because then we're back to Jackson Hayes, back to square one.
Yeah.
I've been on the front of Dwight.
Yeah.
Dwight's been like he's been begging, for a chance. Like Isaiah Thomas is just begging for
Literally
another
begging.
chance. But I'd give him a call.
Well, why not just
round 3 with the Lakers? Why
just
not?
for the time being?
Just for the memes.
Yeah.
Rest of the season,
Yeah,
non-guaranteed
exactly,
deal, 10-day contract. How about we just see how he does?
Yeah, why not? Like, is there any reason not to do that?
Exactly. I just think it'd be really cool to see Dwight back for round 3. He was the center when we won with AD.
Yeah.
But I think there are a few options that we can go and get. I'd love to see I think the Lakers will go for the athletic type. I don't see us going for like Vucevic.
Yeah.
I think but then again, for the price that the Bulls are accepting for their players, if we could get Vucevic for nothing, I would probably take him. His contract's a bit whack, but we have like 30 million in 2 players in Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent. You know, I think that's 30 million. Who knows what the Bulls will accept? They can pretty much accept anything. It's like they've quit the fantasy league and they're just accepting any sort of trade that gets sent to their inbox. So,
which we'll get to later.
But yeah, we need to retool.
Yeah.
A lot more than the Dallas Mavericks do. Dallas Mavericks, AD gets his dream and he gets to play the 4. He's got 2 great big men next to him. You can't get, like, you asked to be the 4 with some centers. This is what you get. Now, the problem is they let go of Maxi Kleber to the Lakers, who was out for the season anyway.
Yeah.
He could stretch the floor. Now, the problem that I see 2 problems with the way the Mavericks are configured right now. Number one, the entire team was designed around Luka being the engine, right? All of these players are used to playing around Luka Doncic. You can't just plug like Kyrie Irving into that and expect the same result.
Kyrie will be point guard now, Yeah,
Kyrie is going to be point guard now, and he's like, that's like a 4-cylinder engine trying to put it in a ute, bro. It's not going to work. Like, it's too much of a load for a 33-year-old Kyrie Irving to carry playing like Luka, right? So how it's going to work, and they're going to have to introduce some new guards now. If it's Spencer Dinwiddie, they're in trouble because that guy is a black hole on offense like I've ever seen one. I watched this guy and I cringe just watching him. He's got it in his head that he's like an all-star when he's like, you are a bench player, Spencer Dinwiddie. It's that simple. In my opinion, I don't understand where this ego of his comes from. I guess it's a mentality thing. It works when it works, but when it's going bad and he's difficult to watch.
Yeah.
And the second thing I see, like, you know, it's just replacing Luka in terms of the ball handling, in terms of the distribution. Like, they have no passes on this team whatsoever. Like Kyrie is a point guard, but he's never been known for his passing or distributing. He did an okay job in Boston, but I just don't see him being a proper number 1 option down the track, especially as the season goes on. He's getting older. He's getting, like, he's already injury prone.
Yeah.
I just don't see... there's a big risk there. Trusting a 33-year-old Kyrie Irving, 32-year-old Anthony Davis. Like,
I agree.
Like, I don't know. I don't really know what Nico Harrison is saying. 4 years is the future. Like, the long-term future.
Yeah, well, that's like...
I consider that to be short-term.
Yeah.
Well, 1 to 3 years... But 4 years is not long term.
Yeah.
Like 10 years is long term.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5 to 10.
Yeah. Like that's the long term aspiration. Like Rockets are thinking about long term.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Mavericks are now just going win now, but by getting a worse player.
Do you think it makes them a contender now?
And I'm gonna go, and I don't think they're gonna be. Like, it's like they're trying to gear up to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think they're going to beat the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I still think Jokic will pump all 3 big man options that they have.
Do you think they're a better team now than they were with Luka?
I think they're...
I don't know if they are.
I don't know. I don't think they are, personally.
Like, defensively, sure.
Defensively, yeah.
I think Luka's such a big offense.
Like, I just think... they say defense wins championships. I think offense wins championships now.
Defense might win you championships, but Luka Doncic gets you to the championship final.
Yeah,
I don't know if they get to the final without Luka. Like not right now.
Like they're trying. They're doing something that I think might work here, and this is why I don't want to say they're not contenders, because if you look at the West, for example, you have Jokic and the Nuggets. You have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. You have Anthony Edwards. They're probably not going to make the playoffs, but
Yeah.
you got Domantas Sabonis, Wemby. They're packing the paint to try and counter these guys.
Yeah.
But I just think, I think Wemby is going to, I don't think these guys are going to give Wemby a lot of trouble as much as they think. I don't think they're going to give Jokic a lot of trouble because he doesn't have to score. His passing is on another level compared to everybody's in the game right now.
Yeah.
Maybe, his passing is on, the level I've never seen before in my life. I've never seen a guy looking this way the whole time, the entire possession, and he darts a pass to a guy in the corner that side.
Yeah.
It's not even a no look, it's a never look pass.
And as a big as well.
Yeah, and look, AD can provide you scoring inside, but the problem that they're going to have is spacing. Yeah. And this is where the big problem, and I know JJ did not want to do this ever. He never wanted to play AD at the 4 because unless he had a 5 that could space the floor. They are going to have AD sitting near the paint. They're going to have Gafford and Lively sitting near the paint. PJ hasn't been shooting very well since Luka got injured from 3. He's been scoring a lot, but it's all been inside. His 3-point shooting has fallen off in the since Luka Doncic got injured. PJ Washington, to be fair, he's used to Luka Doncic always setting him up, always hitting him with some beautiful dots. Luka Doncic, his pass quality was high. When he passes to you, it's right where you want it as a shooter. Yeah. Right on the seams. That's how all of the players that talk about Luka's passing, they describe it. JJ even did that shit.
Yeah.
So, Klay Thompson, man, I think he's washed.
Yeah,
and he's not hitting threes at the rate that you'd expect from a guy that's been playing with Luka Doncic.
Because they rely on him so much more now.
Now, yeah, he has to. And when you he's third option now.
Yeah, behind Kyrie and AD.
He has nobody creating for him.
Yeah,
and the same thing as Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis his buckets have been handed to him on a silver platter.
Yeah,
since he joined the Lakers because he's playing with LeBron,
arguably the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, and an elite passer that wants to get him the ball.
Yeah,
it's gonna he's not gonna be getting the same level of service anymore. I think he might find it more difficult to score.
Yeah,
especially with a paint that's clogged.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna write them off. They're gonna be good for the next couple seasons, right? But once the Lakers figure out their roster, let's say it takes them a year. Soon as that roster's figured out, they are now better.
Yeah.
Let's say I reckon it'll be sorted by the time the next season starts.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find a big man that likes to rim protect.
They're a center away now.
They're a center and another wing player away. Yeah. Or let's say a center, a backup center, another wing player. Yeah. We don't need any
but it doesn't need to be a superstar.
No.
At all.
Like LeBron and AD won without superstars around them. Rajon Rondo was that third best player in that finals run.
Yeah.
In that championship run, he's if I think Austin Reeves can play that role.
Yeah, 100%.
He's been absolutely balling since they got rid of that D'Angelo Russell bloke. All right, he's been loving life since that happened. Since right before it happened, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I think he's the one I feel bad for because he was finally coming into he was becoming his own man. He was absolutely balling since the trade happened.
He's had such a good season.
Yeah.
Especially post that trade.
Yeah, and that's my Pookie Bear right there. Yeah. But now I got the ultimate Pookie Bear. Luka Doncic, LeBron James, he's shooting off the catch with Luka, or driving off Luka's service is going to be insane. Yeah. This is the best passer LeBron's ever played with, besides Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
He's going to be loving life, mate. And same as Austin Reeves. He's going to be getting so many open looks. And when I look at that look at that core 3 guys, I see elite clutch scoring. Luka Doncic, I reckon he's the number 1 guy when you want shooting the ball in the clutch in this team. Mm-hmm. LeBron number 2, arguably the top 2 greatest player ever.
He's it's undebatable.
And he's still a top 20, in my opinion as well. And he's a top 20 player, top 15 player, wherever you want to rank him.
Yeah.
And then Austin Reeves has known when we need a bucket. He's the guy that steps up, bro. Yeah. He did it against the Warriors. He's done it time and time again, even against in the playoffs. That series against Memphis, he was burying them. Yeah. And that was his breakout. And when we need a bucket and the ball goes to him, he delivers, bro.
Yeah.
And now we got the scoring down. We just need defense. He's played with Dorian Finney-Smith before. I think we just need to grab a couple guys that can hit a three ball, can defend, and we need a center that can rim run and play defense and rebound. The only thing Jackson Hayes can do is rim run. There are some there are gonna be some lobs that look insane with Jackson Hayes, but like we need more.
Yeah.
Now Vando defensively, Dorian Finney-Smith defensively, they're gonna be really good together, right?
Yeah.
Just need Vanderbilt to stay on the court. Need him to hit threes at a better rate. I'd be looking at guys like Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
If we can snag like Kamara or Jeremy Grant, I would look to try and get him. I would definitely be trying to move Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura. I actually like Rui Hachimura.
I don't think he's been that bad.
No, he's a good player.
Yeah.
It's just defensively, he's the worst player on his team, right? They just blow by him. I think you would blow by him. Not really, because he's an NBA player. But I actually really like Rui, but he just doesn't fit the team and what we need anymore. He's on a $17, $18 million a year contract. Gabe Vincent, $13 million. We need to try and free up some money.
Yeah.
I would be trying to get Lonzo Ball here. Bring him back home.
That's your dream.
That's my dream. If I have Luka, Austin Reeves, Lonzo Ball, like I'm gonna
You're
cream.
in a Pookie three-way.
That's my dream. Lonzo to come back. And then his contract will end, just re-sign him. I'm sure he won't be expecting a lot of money to come his way.
Yeah.
That could be such an... Like, I just can't imagine how much fun that's going to be to watch. His minutes restriction just got increased to 28, Lonzo Ball. So, and with everything that just happened, he's going to get a lot more minutes now.
Yeah.
And a lot more ball. So I'm keen to see, but I can just imagine Lonzo with LeBron again, Lonzo with Luka, Lonzo with a rim-running center, with shooters all around him. He's going to be productive. So... A lot of things that the Lakers can do. The Mavericks, they're not a bad team. I think they got a little worse in some areas. But that little worse could be a lot worse, depending on what they do from now to the trade deadline, or what they do in free agency, and how this all works with Kyrie being the number one guy, number one ball handler. Because recently has not been going good. Yeah, he has had some stinkers, absolute stinkers recently. Their record's been getting absolutely tanked since Luka got hurt. Yeah. I'm not seeing this, mate. But for some reason, they always beat OKC. Despite all the outs that they have, they always manage to beat OKC. So I'm just interested to see. I'm just, as a Lakers fan, I think every Lakers fan on the planet, you should be happy. Yeah. Even if it doesn't work out this year, look beyond this year.
I was going to say, when do you think they become... like proper contenders next season?
I think
or
next
a little
season.
Bit longer? Next
season. Now we're talking about next season. LeBron, obviously the clock's ticking. He's going to put pressure on management to actually cook. And Rob Pelinka's he's in the lab right now. He's cooking. He's cooking right now, bro. They're getting put to work. Time for them to earn their living now. But what an insane trade. Both teams are going to benefit in some areas. Both teams are going to get worse in some areas. I'm keen to see from now to the trade deadline what happens.
What do you think it does, just on LeBron quickly, what do you think it does for his legacy? Do you think it's an indication that he is retiring pretty soon? Do you think he stays in LA to finish his career now because they're like looking like they're going to be contending? What do you think it does for him?
Me personally, I think after this year, he's retiring within the next 2 years. Yeah. I honestly think this contract's going to end, and he's going to...
Because he's on until the end of 26?
The end of next year.
The end of next season, yeah.
So, and he was on $62.5 million next year. Yeah. I think his next contract will be nowhere near that.
Yeah, I don't think...
So if he stays, he's going to be at a cut price deal. If he goes, he goes. I think he'll probably go to Cleveland or something if he
leaving,
goes.
100%.
Just for 1 year. Yeah. But I honestly think he'll retire next year. What more does he have to play for?
Like at the end of the contract.
Yeah, and I think, imagine...
If they win a chip,
he has a real chance... No, he has a real chance to end like MJ did the second retirement.
Yeah.
Where he ends on a last dance...
Well, how MJ should have retired.
Yeah, that's how he should have retired. But I honestly think the 40-year-old stuff helps his... Like he was good at 38 and 39 still, but... Bro, that would be one sick way to end. But I actually, that would be one sick way to end his career. But I actually don't think we'll win with Luka and LeBron.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's what happens afterwards.
When they just start
where we can really just officially build around Luka. No more noise, no more LeBron, where it's no more people thinking it's still LeBron's team. Yeah. this is Luka's team.
It is,
and
yeah.
LeBron is going to say this is Luka's team because Luka just went to the bloody finals.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
34-99. Should have won MVP. One of the biggest robberies of all time. And
I can't believe they traded him.
they traded him. They traded a guy averaging
literally in the
34-9-9.
finals.
Brother, I'm going to just say this right now. I do not care. Like Luka Doncic could be 300 pounds. I'm not trading him. He could be 330 pounds. I'm not trading him. He could be smoking crack in the locker room before every game. I don't care because he made the damn finals the year before and he must have been smoking crack then too. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't care what drug he does, what food he eats. You can whinge about his conditioning all you want. He played 3 grueling series in the playoffs last year against 3 50-win teams. He was injured, knocked them all off. All of the poster boys of the NBA that weren't him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, like they're pushing for these guys to be poster boys.
Yeah.
He knocked off the Clippers as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pushing for them to be poster boys. American athletes, Canadian athletes, poster boy, poster boy. He knocked them all off one by one.
Yeah.
But the thing is the Celtics were perfectly designed to beat most teams last year. They probably would have beaten every team last year.
100%.
The only team I think they struggle with is Denver.
Yeah.
But they're well tooled and well built to beat a team like the Mavericks, where Luka's injured, can't move laterally on defense especially when he's carrying the whole offensive load pretty much.
Yeah.
Like it's tiring. Like people don't realize how tiring it is to play like Luka Doncic. That's why Kobe Bryant would say that style of basketball won't result in a championship because you get gassed. And the whole team sort of knows what you're going to do. It's just whether or not they can stop it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Kobe Bryant went down that road, so he learned his lesson the hard way. He got help and he became a better teammate to win. This is part of Luka's lesson, him getting traded, all of the speculation about his weight. Watch, he'll trim down and he will win multiple championships with the Lakers in the next 5 to 8 years.
I'm keen for that first game against each other. I think it's this month. They play each other. Do you reckon Luka's dropping 50?
Oh, Luka is going to go... like, we've seen what happens when somebody disrespects him.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? The Hawks disrespected him 73. The Suns disrespected him. You know what I mean? The Luka special...
Yeah.
You don't disrespect this man.
Nah.
He is coming and he's going to be there with vengeance. And this whole defense wins championship shit, he's going to cook the crap out of all of them.
Yeah.
He's going to cook all of them, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I
think he's
so as
dropping 40 minimum that first game back.
It'll be exciting. I think, Who do you think, like we've sort of been over it,
I wouldn't
who do you think won the trade? Like
I think we
Lakers?
win the trade, for sure.
The thing that blows my mind, obviously, because it's just so crazy, but the thing I'm struggling to understand as well is surely Mavs could have got a better deal for him. Like, I feel like there would have been other teams willing to give up more, or like give Mavs more than the Lakers didn't. Like, what do you think? Like, I feel like
there was a general manager that was questioned about it, and what would you give up for Luka Doncic if it was available? Everything.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Now,
like,
I think, personally, the Lakers weren't the first phone they rang.
Yeah. Well, there's been reports that they rang Milwaukee and tried to get Giannis.
Yeah.
And then obviously Milwaukee just hung up. Because if there's any team, or if there's any player you're not trading for Luka, it's Giannis. And then probably like Jokic.
Yeah, I think their first call, I think they would have, like the way Nico Harrison was talking about the player that he wanted, he was describing one player.
AD.
No, he was not describing AD. He was describing Victor Wembanyama. I think they called the Spurs, inquired about Wembanyama and got declined.
Yeah.
Because you can't deny the Spurs organization a player like that.
Yeah.
I actually would have said yes if I was a Spurs.
Really?
For one reason only, just the injury risk that comes with, like, I would have considered it. I probably would have said
size
no,
and his build.
but the longest tenured player above 7'2" ever is Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
Like in all of NBA history, it's Yao Ming and Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
They've played the most games of any NBA player at that height, right?
Yeah.
And Kristaps has done his knee, like, you know what I mean? And I'm just, he's 7'4", bro. I'm just worried that if he follows that same thing, we're never going to really see, like, this could be like a Derrick Rose situation, worst case. If I was a Spurs GM, I wouldn't say yes, even as much as I love Luka. You just no one's ever going to blame you for trading away not trading away Victor Wembanyama. But if you make that trade and it doesn't work out, all right, then you're like, well, why did you trade away the alien? You know what I mean? So,
but at the same time,
I get it.
If there's any player you're trading away Wembanyama to bring in,
it's Luka.
He's like, where would you rate him in the league right now? Like top 3?
I think he's top 3. I think it's him and Jokic.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Shea.
Yeah,
I think he can do everything that Shea can do. Except, like, all right, Shea plays decent defense, but his team is also just better defensively.
Yeah.
So that makes it easier for him to play defense. But I think the only thing that Shea does better than him is play defense. I think he's a better passer, rebounder, a scorer. I think he's better in the clutch. I think he's like, and he proved it when he sent him packing home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he sent them packing.
Yeah. And you're not getting Luka to be a defensive player.
No,
that's
like,
not what his job is.
I think people underestimate how, like, he's not as bad as people say he is.
Yeah.
They look at the finals and say, that's Luka Doncic defense.
Yeah.
But then I look at the other 3 series when he was he was not a negative defender in those 3 series at all.
Yeah.
And there were times where he came up with some really big defensive plays. Nobody ever talks about that because they're just watching all these 6'4" guards drive right past him, and 6'7", like, wing players that are very quick for their size just blow right past him when he's injured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the rest of the team were getting cooked too, bro.
Yeah.
And they weren't picking up their slack on offense. Like, people blame Luka for that finals loss.
Yeah.
The worst player in that series of all the big name players was Kyrie Irving, and it was not close. He had stinker after stinker after stinker. He was getting cooked on defense.
Yeah.
And he wasn't producing anything on offense. At least Luka was still producing on offense.
Exactly.
I think he's getting the finger pointed at him unbelievably. Like I don't get it. I don't get why you would trade him. Yeah. I get why Nico would say, yeah, okay, this is what I want. I want this sort of player. But at the end of the day, he's downgrading player.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic is a better player than Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
If you asked any person that knows ball, who would they rather start a franchise with or add to a franchise? It's
You could
Luka
ask
Doncic.
people that don't know ball and they're saying Luka.
Yeah, they're saying Luka. And AD's going to play the 4 now. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts getting hurt again.
Yeah.
Because he's been durable at the 5, but he's going to start playing perimeter, having to guard much quicker players. He's getting up there in age. I can see the injuries and the bad durability start to creep up again.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't care about this shit anymore because my team got my favorite player. This is like... And to see what Luka did with his Twitter background with the Kobe Bryant, the Kobe and Gigi, like, I see it, bro. He's won me over. Like, Kobe would have been so proud. He's smiling up there, up in heaven right now, bro. Because he loved Luka from the start, bro. He learnt Slovenian so he could talk crap.
Yeah.
Like a couple of weeks before he died, you know what I mean? So it's just an amazing thing, bro. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be saying Luka Doncic is a Laker.
Best birthday present ever.
Best birthday present ever. There's another thing. There's another present that I got.
Before you move to the other present, have you got a Luka jersey yet?
As soon as I see that shit, I'm getting it.
Do you reckon he's 77 or 7?
I think he'll be 77.
Yeah, okay.
Unless it's retired, but I don't think it's retired.
No, I doubt it.
Now, we've also got another present. Yeah. Our co-host, Ryan Flaxman, a.k.a. R. Flaxy, made a guarantee many weeks ago saying he guarantees... Flaxy guarantee that he'll be playing in the playoffs in our fantasy comp.
Multiple times he said that.
He said it multiple times.
You know.
He said on the podcast, he said it even more in the group chat. Yeah. Ryan Flaxman, Flaxy, you are not playing playoff basketball. You can sit and watch everybody else play for the money.
And he missed out a week before, like with a week left to run.
He missed out with a week to run because even though if Winston, you lost this week.
Yeah. I lost this
He
week.
would have had the same record, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to have the same record, but...
The for and against is just...
No, you beat him.
And because I beat him.
You beat him, that's why you're playing playoff basketball and
literally,
he's not.
Yeah. That's so funny.
So, which is just absolutely
and
hilarious.
that's why he's not here, because he's too scared to front the camera.
Yeah, he's too scared to front the camera. He ran away to Newcastle, ran away from the grind, ran away from the hiding that he deserved to cop. Me, the guy that stole Anthony Davis and De'Aaron Fox off of him... via a trade. I'm a
Yeah.
very happy man right now.
And you have Levine as well, don't you?
I have Zach LaVine as well.
Yeah.
So some big. Everyone on my team got traded the last couple of days. So, but Ryan Flaxman, you suck, and we're entering the playoffs next week,
Yeah.
as it should be. And early playoffs is always better to avoid the shutdowns.
Like this week, yeah.
yeah. Like from
This week,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I'm versing Winston
Yeah.
in the
You
first
can't
round.
make it up.
And his
You can't make
team,
it up.
his team just got a little bit better too, in my opinion. Kobe White, I think he's
Yeah.
going to have a bit of a bigger
Yeah.
role now, so I think he might be pretty cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
been battling it
this is going to be a very, very, very good playoff
I
round.
think the exciting thing as well is last year, Joker was such a big part of your team, wasn't he?
Yeah, I had
Like
him,
you-
Luka,
yeah.
and Sabonis.
And you went on to win, and now you have to beat him because I have him.
yeah.
And obviously, like you have a much better record. I think you've scored the most total points over the season. I think, or is it
potentially.
Gary?
It
It'd be
might-
you or
No,
Gary.
I think if it's total points, I think I'd have more than Gary.
Yeah.
Just when I versus Gary, I had a
You
lot of
get cursed.
injuries and lost by like 50.
because you were the 2 seed, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the 2 seed.
Yeah.
My 2 losses were to Gary and to Flax
Yeah.
when I was going through a bit of a rough injury patch.
Yeah.
But Gary, I think, is still undefeated.
Yeah, he is. He
So-
he didn't drop a game,
But I can't wait
and
to
he
beat
only
him.
beat me because Joker had a beat.
Yeah, and I did cop an injury blow though.
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray blowing
Yeah.
out his
Oh,
knee.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
very, very sad.
They reckon OG. They haven't heard anything on him yet.
No, they have.
Well,
The X-rays were negative.
Yeah, but it could be. They haven't ruled out.
It looked
ACL, I don't
bad.
think. It looked bad.
It looked bad.
I'm still worried,
They
but-
X-rayed his foot.
Yeah,
But
that doesn't show.
But OG,
tendons and
I think
stuff.
OG, yeah. But again,
Yeah.
So, that's what they did with me. And
Yeah, I
they
was gonna say you'd know.
Yeah, they ruled out everything, and then I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be back in a month." Oh, my knee's still fucked.
Yeah.
Like, okay. They did the CT scan. I'm like, "Oh, your knee's fucking blood." He was
Yeah.
fucked.
I think he's still got to have that, but
So-
he's
But it was.
questionable
I
for
think
tomorrow.
because he wouldn't be questionable with it. He would have
He'd be out if
if it was a knee. Like
Yeah.
so, but
it's ankle. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Not just for my fantasy,
Yeah,
for the Knicks. As well,
I
yeah.
thought he was gone when I
Yeah.
saw that because it was non-contact.
Yeah.
So you got to get a bit worried when you see
exactly.
non-contact.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
speedy recovery, DeJounte Murray. Speedy recovery, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery, or somewhat speedy
Nah, yeah,
recovery,
you're
OG
not hoping
Anunoby.
for
Just
that.
come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
It's
DeJounte,
exciting.
because he was absolutely balling,
that's
averaging 43
bad,
the last
yeah.
6 weeks. That one's going to sting a bit.
Yeah,
But
100%.
I made waiver moves. I got Jose Alvarado. I paid
Yeah.
$23 for him because I have a lot of free agent budget.
Yeah.
I've got a couple cooking right now that I'm obviously going to wait till
I reckon
11.
you should just let me know what they are.
I'm not telling you.
Why not?
Because I'm not telling you.
I can just throw it out there for the listeners.
No,
Yeah,
mate.
for the listeners. They might
You're
be-
not going to know what team it is. You're not going to know. This is how it's going to
What are the
be.
initials?
I can't let this man beat me. I got to
Yeah.
win because I think once I get past him, I should be
I
able to
think
beat
so.
everybody
I
else.
think so. Gary is probably the biggest.
Yeah, with
challenge.
Maxi playing the way he is right now,
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried because he's
Yeah.
just scoring 50 points every game.
And he's playing himself down a little bit, or he's just saying that.
Yeah,
he
he's
hands you
just
the
saying.
trophy. But I think he knows it.
Yeah, he scored the
it's
most
you
this
or
week,
him.
bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Easily.
But yeah, it's going to be a good battle between me
I
and
think
him.
so.
It's a
I'm
2 week
excited.
thing, but I think
Yeah,
2 week
it is.
thing.
Which I didn't even know it was a 2 week thing until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Bro, I looked at the schedule.
I think this is 3 weeks because the
'cause
All Star break is in
week
the
one's
middle.
3 weeks, and then it's 2 weeks, and then
So
2
you
weeks.
should have OG back though.
Yeah,
then. So,
hopefully. But yeah, I
um,
was like, oh, that's like nice to have Joker then.
Yeah.
You can just
so
get more points back.
so here we
Pretty
go,
good.
boys. Another trade happened today.
Yeah.
A 3-team trade.
Isn't it crazy that like this trade happened and it's not even nearly the biggest trade?
Yeah,
Because
this
of what
is-
happened
yeah.
yesterday. It's just like,
Yep. De'Aaron Fox has been moved to the Spurs.
yeah.
Zach LaVine is now a King, and randoms are now Bulls.
Yeah.
The Bulls are. I'm just going to start off with them. I did make a TikTok about this earlier. Bulls, you were an absolute joke of a franchise. You were starting your rebuild, and you traded away your 2 best players in DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, and you got 1 pick back in
Yeah.
total, and it's your own pick. It's just, and it was top 10 protected, so you're probably going to be in the top 10 anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're trading Zach LaVine. There was no need to capture this pick because it's top 10 protected. You're probably going to get the pick back, your pick
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
absolute,
Yeah.
and it was an absolute Like, it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, I don't know if they're planning to salary dump or just trade away Zach Collins,
It
Trey
had to have
Jones.
been a salary dump.
Like, the numbers match up, but the thing is like, who's going to want any of these players?
Yeah.
They don't contribute.
Yeah.
I don't get it, bro.
It was, very strange.
Yeah, it's going to be, and they're not done. Reports are saying Vucevic on his way out. I think to the Warriors, especially now that Jimmy Butler to the Warrior talks have calmed down now because Jimmy won't re-sign there. I think if you're the Warriors, you probably go for Nikola Vucevic and just try to get Steph Curry some sort of help.
Yeah.
Please, Bulls, if you trade Vucevic, like get a Kuminga and Moody and stuff like that. Like just get some young players and start the rebuild. Please get some draft capital. Like do something because you're going to start a rebuild and you're not going to have as many picks as you should when you start in a rebuild. Yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Not at all.
They're probably going to trade Lonzo as well because he's got an expiring contract, and he's probably not going to stay in Chi-Town.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably going to leave. So you probably want to trade him for something so you can get something that you can use for the next few years. Yeah. And then that team's going to want him because they get a salary dump and they get a good player. So do something. Get some assets. Start your rebuild.
Yeah.
Just try to murk your way into Cooper Flag, bro. I don't think you're going to get it, but you traded away Zach LaVine, who's been at an all-star level all year, for the last few years, honestly. Yeah. He's scoring at a great rate, efficiently, volume scorer, number one usage player on your team. Yeah. And he's got numbers rivaling the guys like Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards. A very good player. And you traded him away for nothing. Like literally this guy should get more than what Mikal Bridges went for, and you're got him for nothing. Yeah. You traded away Caruso for nothing. Yeah. DeRozan for nothing. So you're getting into this habit for getting rid of very good players, and you're misjudging the value of your own asset. And to a lot of you guys watching, to me and Winston, I confidently believe that we can all do a better job than Bulls management. So that's enough talking about those useless. They've been rebuilding since Michael Jordan, since D Rose. All right, they are messed up, bro. They are absolutely messed up.
Cursed.
They're just. It's not even a curse. It's just ineptitude, and I don't even know how these guys like if they read Twitter, they would do better than if they made their own decisions. Yeah. Now, in saying that, the Spurs won this trade, I think, because they literally gave up nothing. Yeah.
But the Kings did very well as well.
But the Kings, they did well, but not as well as people. Yeah. I think people are overrating how well they did. So
I think Spurs won, but I feel like Kings did well.
Yeah, Spurs won because they keep their young core. Like, they didn't give up Castle, they didn't give up Sohan, they didn't give up Vassell, they didn't give up anyone of value. Yeah. They didn't. They gave up one pick that, you know what I mean, that was already, that they weren't even going to get. Yeah. I gave them another pick to the Kings. That one might be something. In 2027, I don't think it will. Wemby and I expect Wemby and Fox to still be there. Yeah. All right. They got a pick from the 2031 Timberwolves. Yeah. That might be something. But in reality, they gave up nothing. None of the things that they gave up are going to impact how they play now. But the players they got coming in, De'Aaron Fox is going to massively improve how good they are. And I see them getting into the playoffs cleanly. Yeah, I think so. I think Fox and Wemby are going to work out very well.
They're such a good duo,
fire and ice, bro.
Yeah,
exactly. They're both incredibly good in the pick and roll. Wemby can shoot threes. De'Aaron Fox can drive. Because nobody on the... Really, let's be real. Nobody on the Spurs can pressure the rim offensively. They don't really like driving. They're all sort of jump shooty type players. Yeah. Now they get a guy like De'Aaron Fox. All the guy wants to do is attack. He doesn't really like shooting threes because it's not his strength. It's not his strong point. Yeah. The use of his speed, his ability to avoid contact, get into the lane and score, that's what he's best at. And he gets it done in the clutch too. And now you pair him with Wemby, who can shoot logo threes and score inside and shoot middies and defend. Like this guy, this is a freaking amazing duo, and they're going to be great in San Antonio for a very long time. Yeah, I think considering they gave up nothing for him, this team is going to be so good. You still got Chris Paul, but I think they're going to move him personally. Yeah. You still got Chris Paul. You got guys like Stephon Castle who are going to get developed. Devin Vassell. I think he's going to take a hit this year because he's just going to take way less shots now with De'Aaron Fox. And I think everybody around them is going to take way less shots now that De'Aaron Fox is here. But still, their looks are going to get better. Yeah, 100%. And Wemby's looks are going to get better. And they're going to play a much faster pace style with De'Aaron Fox because you want to utilize his strengths.
Because he's like the fastest
player in the league, bro. He's the fastest player
What's
in the league.
What's up with Foxes and being fast?
I don't know.
In sport.
I don't know. But this guy's last name is actually Fox.
True.
I don't think there's a guy with the last name Fox that's slow.
Yeah.
So, but
you have to be fast.
Spurs going to be really damn good, but they're going to be fighting with the Kings for that playoff spot. Yeah. And they're also going to be really good. Yes, they lose De'Aaron Fox, but their new coach, I think it's Doug Christie, he wants a couple things. He wants his starters playing big minutes. It's very similar to Tibbs.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of depth, so they don't really have a choice. Even if Doug wanted to play a deep lineup, they can't.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be playing an 8 or 9 man rotation. Sabonis, DeRozan, Levine now, Malik Monk, they're all going to be playing big minutes. Malik Monk has proven, I think, that he can play the point guard role and do a very good job.
Yeah.
His facilitating and passing has just gone to a new level since last season. So I think they can confidently do that. And their spacing now gets way better with Monk playing the point compared to Fox. You got DeRozan surrounded by 3 guys that can shoot. Even Sabonis is hitting 48% on his threes, shooting 2.5 a game.
Yeah, he's having a good season.
He's having a great. This is his best season, and he's scoring, especially since Mike Brown has left. Has taken a massive again. But he's averaging 21, 22 points a game, bro.
Yeah,
he's league leader. I think league leader in rebounds too. So this guy is having an absolute monster season. He's scoring at a high rate. His scoring is probably gonna maybe go down a bit with Levine there, but they're all going to be playing bigger minutes, I think. And then you've got Keon Ellis, elite defensive guard, young player, with your Keegan Murray's, they're gonna be having to play big minutes and have bigger roles now. I'm keen to see how they do. The big question mark for them is defense. Will Levine start becoming a proper defender like he does in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Now that his role's going to be smaller. Let's see, like in terms of offense. Let's see. But the biggest question mark is defense because the only good defender they have on that team is Keon Ellis. So it's going to be very fun to watch. And the rich get richer in the Lakers, but the West gets way stronger. The East crazy. Is useless, bro. Yeah. And considering Jimmy Butler will probably end up on a West team.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, like, put it this way, not certainly, but likely that one of Spurs, Kings, or Golden State aren't even going to be in the play-in.
Yeah.
Which is just like crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is that they got all the guys that they're going to have for a long time. So next season is going to be even better. Yeah,
100%. Especially with all the moves that are happening in the off season as well.
Yeah, man, it's going to be crazy. That East is an absolute cakewalk outside of the top 3.
Yeah.
Literally. The West is going to be an absolute battle, bro.
The playoffs will be so good.
Yeah,
especially even just the play-in is going to be good.
The play-in is going to be insane. Like the 1 seed is going to be versing a really good 8 seed this year. I would be careful if I was OKC. I still think there are some trades to be made. I don't know. I always would think Vucevic is going to end up on the Cavs, but I doubt that that's going to happen now. That was always like my last few years what I thought was going to happen with Vuce. But I don't think the Cavs are going to be in the market to make any moves because they're doing well.
Yeah.
I think Boston, bro, like Boston could pick up guys like Lonzo Ball or Ben Simmons, guys that might get traded and get bought out because they're entering the final year of their deal.
Yeah.
I think Clint Capella could get traded and then to like the Jazz and get bought out.
Yeah.
Then he's going to have a decision to make. I'm just interested to see what happens here. And there's a lot
Mitch Robinson as well. Plenty of talks around him.
Yeah, let's see what happens. We've got 4 or 5 days before the trade deadline ends. It's going to be crazy.
And as we started the episode with, but like the Luka trade just really set the tone of like, if that happens, just anything's on the table. And just because of that happening, there's so many moves that can happen off the back of it with other moves. And then the Fox Levine trade as well. It's just
what a day. Yeah. What a 24-hour, 48-hour period in basketball. I think Zion is probably the one I think is going to get moved.
Yep.
I think out of every big name player, like I think there's more of a chance Zion gets moved after his comments about I work for the Pelicans. They won't let me play back-to-backs. Yeah. I think he might be on the move.
Well, apparently Jams just want to trade chunky guys now, so Zion will be on the chopping block.
Yeah, mate. I can't wait to see what happens. I just think it's going to be insane.
Where do you reckon he'd go?
I could see him going to the Spurs.
Yeah,
I think like if
and they give it like Chris Paul.
I think because they're probably looking towards maybe if they trade Zion, they might be looking for like a mini rebuild. they could be like they've got a lot of young pieces. Low key, same as the Warriors, I guess.
Yeah.
But the thing is they've already got a lot of wing players. I think they really want a big man. I can see Zion going to a team like Portland, like you know what I mean. They've got a surplus of bigs that they can offer them. Like DeAndre Ayton has value. I think he can really help a team like that, and then they can get your guys like Kamara, Simons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they do because things are going to be a bit tricky next year as well. With that injury to DeJounte Murray, he's not going to be back until the back end of next year.
True.
But I think and there's another player that I think is probably the most likely to move. Is Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
He's been in trade talks all year, and I think he's going to be on the outer. So you have him still, right?
No, I don't think I do. No,
I think I took him off you and then I traded him. Yeah,
because I was just so desperate to get rid of him when he got injured.
Yeah, and he's been injured for a lot longer than reports were saying.
I'm glad I got rid of him.
So yeah, I think he's going to be on the move. Maybe a team like the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like I think they're going to be in the market for another wing player.
The Cavs are in such a weird spot because I feel like roster wise they're overachieving. They should be the number one seed.
But they're also very, very young, so they're going to keep growing. But I think they need another wing player. I don't think they can have Max Strus starting.
Do they have many picks?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't looked at the Cavs picks in a while, but I don't think they do because I think they gave up a few to get Donovan Mitchell. So
they got to be ready to get LeBron back.
Yeah, low key.
His farewell season.
But there's a lot that can happen. I can't wait till next episode when there's probably going to be the trade deadline's going to be over.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot to talk about. Yeah. So next week's going to be crazy.
And Flax will probably... Maybe he'll be back if he's brave enough.
He'll be back.
He's not hiding anymore.
He'll be back. But he'll be red everywhere because he definitely needs to get a slap from us.
Yeah. No, he's making the playoffs.
Yeah, he's making the playoffs, guys. He's making the playoffs.
He tried he moved the trade deadline and everything. He was
that was to be fair, that was me, but he just moved it to the same day, but 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. So
yeah. Lots of drama. He tried his best to get it.
A lot of drama. Waivers.
Yeah. Let me know who you're gonna pick up. All right, is that us done?
I think that's us done, bro. We'll see you next week back at the regular studio.
Not at the Orange Peelers.
Yeah, but it was a little bit of a detour, vacation episode.
Yeah, this is actually the first ever podcast episode filmed on this Orange Peeler set before Orange Peelers even used it, so it's a teaser.
You know what? I had to cancel something to be able to record this. This was an emergency podcast episode, so.
We weren't gonna because Flax was away. So
we weren't gonna record, but I'm like, dude, we have to. We have to. We can't miss this boat.
Yeah,
and we're here. So, shout out to everybody watching.
Comment who won the trade.
Yeah, who won the trade?
Out of all the trades.
Just comment Doncic.
Yeah,
just comment
Luka.
Doncic,
just
mate.
Comment Luka.
Mate.
Fred's Pookie.
My Pookie man.
You'll be in the 7-7 next week.
I will be in the 7-7 very soon. I'll probably wait till payday. So
yeah, I respect that.
All right, I love you all. Thanks for watching.
Yo.
Up the dogs.
Up the dogs.